Good morning or good afternoon, and welcome everybody to our proMX Dynamics Week 2020. This is the fifth day of whole week events from proMX team, and we are so excited that we are almost achieve our goal, and this is the last day with the also very interesting topic, which is artificial intelligence in Dynamics 365. And today we will talk with two our speakers. Today with us, Tina Rabe, our senior consultant, and Serdar Dedesha, director sales. And guys, we'll talk about field service and like all new updates which we got from Wave 2 connected to field service and chatbots. And also, as I promised you, we will show you, like as a good tradition, we will show you how we created this event in a Microsoft Dynamics 365 marketing tool, and all new updates which we will got with the Wave 2 connected to events and portals. So I will place just two links today. One link to subscribe to our newsletter in case you would like to join us on the next sessions or other our events. Like, yeah, please subscribe to our newsletter so you'll get all the latest information from the Microsoft world, proMX world, and also about recent events. And yeah, of course, we'll be really appreciate if you will leave your feedback regarding this session on our survey. Okay, let's start. Tina, stage is yours.
Hi, good morning.
Good
Thank you,
morning.
Helena. So excited to get started. All right, I will share my screen. All right, I'm sure everybody can see my screen. Welcome, good morning. I hope everybody has coffee. We have some exciting new features for field service for Dynamics 365 coming for release 2 and coming for Wave 2 in 2020. Um, I would like to show you three topics today. The first one is AI-infused field service. So I would like to briefly show you what Microsoft has in stock for you, how they have enhanced the field service product with clever artificial intelligence support. The next one is what are more general updates to the platform, to the product, how you can benefit from those, how you can further accelerate your business. I think there's lots of value packed by Microsoft. And as a third topic, I would like to give you a small demo of how those field service scenario for your customer and your technician could look like as the current state the product is in. So without further ado, let's jump into the AI-infused field service topics that Microsoft has come up with. The first one is the enhanced skill-based matching in resource scheduling optimization. With this new feature, the resource scheduling optimizer takes advantage of some AI-infused analysis of the skills of the technicians, and now will then choose the technician with the least common denominator. So it's more like a weighted decision that is more effective because it will choose the resource with the least amount of skills that is required for the jobs, and maybe reserves the experts who are also skilled for this job, but reserves those experts for more critical cases that could occur during the day. So this leaves you the position to better reserve capacity for resources that have unique or multiple skills, for intraday emergencies or exceptions. This will likely improve customer satisfaction and drive better SLAs by handling emergency jobs in a timely and professional manner. The next feature that Microsoft has in stock for you is the predictive technician travel time. It is all about to have accurate technician travel time to ensure that scheduling is more accurate and the overall service delivery runs more effectively. It is very important because having an accurate travel time between bookings increases your ability to meet the demand of your customer without having to reschedule the service. So what does it actually mean? Well, in resource scheduling, the system will leverage AI features to consider historical data that is drawn from Bing Maps as the service provider and predict the travel time between time bookings. So maybe in high load times of traffic, the system can look back into the past and see, okay, on this day for the last 3 years, there was some exceptional heavy traffic, so I can make use of that and further improve my predictive travel time. Last but not least, we have a new feature coming that is under the AI umbrella, which is the technician locator. Those technician locator capabilities include several things. It is about delighting the customer by further providing clear communication and statuses around scheduled service appointments. That means the platform will support you with sending scheduled service confirmations, which are notifications to the customer directly. Furthermore, on the day of service, the system will assist you in sending a reminder with a link to track the technician location real time on a map so you can actually evaluate his estimated arrival time on your own. That means, of course, your customers. And furthermore, Microsoft will provide with a new experience of a portal application from which customers can view the scheduled service details and the technician arrival details. I would love to show you this today, but unfortunately, this feature and all the others will only be in public preview that are scheduled for the start in December this year. So maybe in 4 weeks' time, you will be lucky and can have a look at this, at those features will come to public preview. So those are the topics that Microsoft has packed for you for the Wave 2 in 2020 concerning artificial intelligence meeting Dynamics 365 field services. But there's lots more in this update. We have further improvements to field service, which I would love to show you right now. And after you have taken a first glimpse of those, I will give a quick demo where you can see those new features here and there so you have a more clear picture of how those new features work together. First thing that we have is a work order completion survey that is realized with the new Dynamics 365 customer voice. I'm sure a lot of you already know that there was some feature realized by Microsoft Forms Pro, but as this has been relaunched under Dynamics 365 customer voice, we see some further improvements and also some integrations with field service here. So just as we had before, we also still in the context of the CDS. So we have Power Automate flows, which can be served as templates, can be injected, and then also push the system to automatically send service once the work order is completed as you desire. We have a small picture here on the left-hand side where you can see what you could imagine out of the box that Microsoft delivers as the template for such an email invitation for the survey, which is pretty cool, I think. The next feature we have in stock is the asset hierarchy and location. This is a feature that has been requested for months and years by the field to Microsoft. So finally, we are able to have a hierarchy of those assets, and those are enriched by their locations on a map. As you can see on the left hand in the screen, you have the account, which then further goes down the hierarchy of having a floor somewhere, which is a functional location. And within this functional location, you can group all your assets that are relevant to this functional location. And of course, this can always be a parent-child relationship, so you can really map out real life in your system concerning the customer assets. Microsoft calls this the ability to model your customers' physical spaces, enriched by building a location hierarchy to link your assets to a function location. This is something that I'm happy to show you in the demo as well. Next up are some further improvements to the mobile app. Again, as you may know, Microsoft really pushes to adopt the change, to adopt the new model-driven field service mobile app, which is no longer on the RESTGO client, but rather a model-driven app with lots of benefits over the RESTGO client. The actual updates for this release comprise push notifications to alert technicians of important updates. Those could be new or cancelled bookings. Also, offline enhancements are introduced, such as synchronization performance improvements. You are able to manually force a synchronization, and the app can run offline by default. So this is a nice feature. If you imagine your technicians do not have reception at customer on site, then you are able to administer the application in a manner that it will always load in offline mode, and the technician is not bothered with a screen that is not relevant to him in the first place. Furthermore, we can enhance service records with photos, videos, and files up to 32 megabyte now, which is a very nice feature, considering that most technicians will probably use up-to-date smartphones like an iPhone or an iPad, and those having great cameras will, of course, desire some capabilities to actually load up those big pictures. Next one on the list are those field service inspections that you maybe have heard of. This is also a huge feature, which was formally introduced in the RESTGO platform first, and now comes to the field service mobile app on the model-driven app approach. So inspections is a very nice feature that enables your technicians to perform and to fill in digital forms to capture critical work outcomes and results on customer side. Those can first off be seen as a list of questions, but not only that, those inspections are also capable to handle pictures and lookups to other entities, so you can really build a rich inspection experience. Even branching is possible and conditional logic. So if one answer has a specific value, the application is capable to dynamically react to those inputs and then change accordingly as configured. Those safety protocols that could end up in real life could be tests of customer assets, or an interview with a customer, or other audits, assessments that are performed before, during, or after the actual work order on site. The inspections are always stored in a common data service, so we can work with those data just as we can work with the data of Dynamics 365. Those inspections also support offline mode. So you can view and fill out those inspections on the mobile phone or tablet without the need of internet access, which is quite handy. The answers are then synced once connectivity is restored again. What's also very cool, those inspections can be linked to assets. So you have a full history. If there are regular inspections for customer assets, you can have an inspection for each maintenance occurrence, and then develop those protocols, those inspection trackings over time. As an administrator, you have some features that I already mentioned, like conditional branches, but it also supports a version management. So you can go back in time, see what was your status of the inspection, what was the width, what was the content, and maybe roll back to do not lose any crucial information for your business. All right. Next up, we have the technician time tracking via the Dynamics 365 Field Service mobile app. With this new feature, we can leverage the automatic time capture for work orders based on booking timestamps. So as of before this feature, it was common that out of the box, your technicians will change the booking statuses of their work orders on their mobile device once it was necessary. Like, I will now start to travel. I have arrived on customer side. I have started to work. I'm on a break, and so on and so on. Now Microsoft delivers a further integration so that you can tell the system to automatically populate those timestamps for you. With this new feature, more accurate technician time capture is delivered, whether it's online or offline, to further improve your accounting practices and profit loss calculations of your organization. I would say it's one thing to very least. Next up, we have usability improvements, again for the mobile app. Those are improvements, UI improvements to the booking form. What are those? Well, now you will, or your technicians will be able to change the booking status from an inline drop-down list rather than lookup records, which is very nice and more user-friendly, as I feel. The address fields are now merged into a quick read element. So it is no longer necessary to scroll down the address container to actually find those information. So you can see here, this is the new improvement. I can also show it to you in the app in a second. Now, quick find is visible by default on list views. For example, it's on booking and work orders. If the user opens the app and finds a grid with no records, we will now have an action to add a new record within the new app. Grids for work order service tasks, products, and services now show up to 5 results. And we have some huge tablet optimizations as well. That are, for example, that the quick create forms render is now aligned to the left. We have minimal horizontal scroll on the booking service tab, and the sitemap can be reduced. So we actually have more screen canvas for those critical business processes on hand. Next up is a new and improved calendar view for the booked work orders for your technicians. Those give you great new features, like you can choose what kind of calendar view you want to see. Is it day, month, or week? The booking appointments in the day of service will now show the account, the location, the incident type, the booking status, and much more, as you can see here. So at the first glimpse, I have all those crucial information available at hand at first glance. The agenda view shows all information for each appointments in a very nice and condensed view. We will see improvements to the view switch control and the day picker. I can show it to you in the demo in a second. And we have the possibility to more easily navigate through days and calendar elements now. Next up, we have a deeper integration of connected field service within the new mobile app. As you can see on my screen, the technicians can now view and interact directly with IoT data, such as send a command or pull the device data. This can be very handy on customer side, maybe before or during an inspection, to actually see effects of work done. This was not present in the past and will now be available to you within the platform. Next up, as you may know, Microsoft is trying to push all platform adopters to more use Power Automate instead of the traditional workflow engine. So with this release, we will see that the first Dynamics 365 workflows can be replaced with Power Automate flows. Those are first of suggestions that can be turned on. So for those standard automations, you can leave it with the application to let them run on Power Automate instead of the traditional workflow engine. There are 3 areas in focus right now per out-of-the-box standard, which is geofencing. That means enabling geofence events to be automatically populated in the mobile audit log. You have geofence alerts. This will enable you to send alerts to mobile technicians if a geofence is entered or left. So if his area of service is left, then maybe a notification can be sent, or if he returns to his service area, some other notifications that are helpful to him can be pushed to his mobile device directly. Last but not least, such Power Automate flow that Microsoft ships with the standard will be the ability to send push notifications to the mobile app for a new booking. Why is that important? For those who are maybe not so familiar with why Power Automate flows will likely in some time replace the traditional workflow engine, well, the Power Automate platform capabilities give you some great advantages over the traditional workflow engine, such as additional branching, logic, and looping, something we never had in the standard workflow engine. There are lots of connectors available by the Power Automate platform, and there are new ones being added all the time. It's very easy to connect to external services. Furthermore, via the Power Automate platform, we have now the ability to schedule runs of workflows, or flows in that case, something we also didn't have in the traditional workflow engine. Furthermore, once we have a flow in place, we have a huge stack of tools for analytics of those flows having run, like how many runs have occurred, how much time did each run have, and so on. Where did errors occur and how can we resolve them? Something that the old traditional workflow engine was not capable to deliver at such detail and such benefit. Of course, we also have a better designer interface, which will likely be easier to implement those critical automations for your business. Furthermore, we have loop and wait conditions, which are very nice. So with this new Power Automate platform for flows, you really have all the tools you need to more effectively automate those crucial business tasks to support your processes and hopefully drive a greater return on invest very quickly. Last but not least, the integration with a full-fledged ERP system is progressing. In that case, it is Dynamics 365 Supply Chain Management. So in a bit of detail, what does this particular release give you? Well, it's a further integration between field service and supply chain management platform. That means you can have you have now more synchronous two-way integrations for those entities that you can see on the screen. But let me give you some examples of how the integration can be useful to you and your business. For instance, asset management. When you create a work order for repair or maintenance on a customer asset, the integration will then allow dispatchers to pick from a full list of customer assets, regardless of which system it was created in. So it is not only limited to those assets in field service, but also the asset information from your ERP system can be pulled up for your operational use, which is a huge lever. The next one is nearby warehouses. This integration provides technicians with a complete list of nearby warehouses and relevant details directly from the field service product. Last but not least, we have purchase orders. This example that is useful here could be that a purchase order is created in supply chain management. Then a technician documents the receipt of the products in the field service mobile app while he is on site at customer location. So really, your technician helps your supply chain management staff to enrich data quality and put off some workloads off their shoulders. All right. As a next bit, I would give you a short demo of how Microsoft envisions you, your technicians, and your customers to work in a full sophisticated end-to-end process for field service scenarios. I will now pull up a browser. As this journey for this end-to-end process can be very small, but can also be very big, I have picked up a rather simple example that integrates all those technical systems so you can have an overview of how this could look like. First off, in this demo, we start with a bot. So imagine you're the customer and you have a problem. On purpose, I made the decision to put the chatbot not to any website, just here in this example website by Microsoft, to basically show you that it's possible to inject this service almost anywhere. It can be your own customer portal. It can also be your corporate website. It doesn't matter. It lives as an independent service. So let's go. I will start with a simple hi. This is the bot reacting. Hi, I'm a virtual agent. I can help with asset questions, inspection appointments, and more. So what can I help you with today? I do have an asset question as your customer. Great. Let me help you to identify the relevant asset information. Do you see a serial number or an asset tag? Well, me as the customer, I'm having an issue with my air conditioning unit at one of my sites, which does not turn on. So I will look at this. Maybe I'm outside with my phone, interacting with the bot, and now just put in the asset tag that I can see in front of me. So the bot will ask me, what is the asset tag? It is the one that I can see here. And he say, oh yeah, thank you. We at proMX love to keep your data private and safe. So to further authenticate and authorize, please enter your contract ID. The bot is of course capable of querying data in the background in the CDS. So it doesn't have to be scripted. It can be highly dynamically and to meet your needs. Excellent. We're almost here. I will now look up the data. The bot found the data. It's your asset with this tag and has a certain type. So what is your final question for this asset? Well, it's either the assembly displays a warning message, what shall I do next? Or the assembly is switched off. How to switch it on again? This is exactly our problem. I will push this and the bot will now look up the knowledge base to try to help the customer on his own. And greatly, he found something. Here's a knowledge article concerning your question. Let's have a look at this. And you can see the customer can directly see a knowledge article that you have prepared for him. And this, for the purpose of this demo, is hosted in a Power Apps portal that is directly integrated with your field service product. You can see all those steps like open the controller, remove the fuse pack, and check for damaged fuses. Me as the customer has done this, and the bot asks me, does this solve your question? I can say yes or basically no. And I would say, no, the fuses are blown. I need some further assistance. So somebody comes out and helps me with my problem. All right. No problem at all. Would you like to speak to our team, or shall we schedule an inspection as early as possible on our own? I would like to be contacted. All right, sure. We will contact you as soon as possible. Thank you and take care. So this was the first interaction point, which was very rich in the experience, could also have potentially solved the problem in the first place, but in this demo we go a bit further. What did this actually do? Well, if I now visit the platform, I will just put it a bit bigger for you. You can see in the activities that we have a new activity, a phone call, which we can open. And it says call customer as a response to a bot conversation in regards to a power outage of some asset. All right, I can work on this, now call the customer. I have all the details at hand and eventually mark this call as completed. What the system has also done, it has created a case for me already automatically from the bot conversation. So I have some even further information at hand. I know what has happened. I can see which knowledge article has been provided to the customer. Could also look at those if I like. So all this has been prepared, and your customer service representative can pick up right from where the bot left off. He also put in a description. The customer reports irregular power outage for the customer asset, which is located on somewhere. This is the asset tag. Something I would now like to show you based from the features that have arrived is the asset hierarchy. If I visit the customer, oh, actually I'm in the customer service hub. Let's go to the field service app. Under the account record, we have a new tab, asset and locations. And this is exactly the bespoke new feature where you have your account with several functional locations. Those locations can be subdivided into locations like we have a pop-up store on Kiel and two functional locations, which is the sales showroom and the service shop. If I want to see the assets of those functional locations, I can just click this box and I can see, all right, for the sales showroom, we have all those assets, which is a tree of assets. So we have a complete assembly comprising also the controller, and the controller has a fuse pack and the wiring loom. Likely for this matter, it is the fuse pack that has blown. So we need to send someone out and check the fuse pack for the customer. What's also very nice for your customers, given the assumption that your customer is already known and has maybe a login to the portal, this case that has been created by the bot is immediately available to the customer in the portal as well. So even now the customer can track what is going on and is not left in the dark. Furthermore, he is able to communicate with the field service agent or the customer representative in Dynamics to further request or supply with information, which is very handy. So the whole chain of information is not lost. Eventually, we have this work order derived from the case. So if we wanted to, we could go to the case record and say convert to work order. This eventually leads us to the work order that is picked up by the scheduler or the dispatcher. And the dispatcher now easily books a technician that is suitable for this job. There are several ways, of course. This is, I think, the most convenient. Oh, okay, there's more than one result, but yeah, okay, it's not pulling up right now because I have already booked someone for the purpose of this demo. So this is booked. The technician has now an appointment, and I, as a next step, would love to show you how he now picks up the work in his mobile app. So 1 second, I'm just pulling up the app. Eventually. Bear with me 1 second, please. All right, I can see it now. Sorry for the delay. So there you go. I will expand this greatly. Oh, I cannot. Never mind. All right. So you can now directly look at what I have on my iPad. This is what the new experience look like. There we have the bespoke improvements, like the new calendar improvements, where you can greatly change all the views that you would require. We have a month view, we have a day view, where we can actually see, let's go to today, where you can actually see our booking from here. I can now go into this booking and see those details. Here we have some further improvements, a more simplified user experience for your technicians, divided into tabs. Like here we have all the customer details. If we want to, we could have those directions, and this will just open up maps if we like, so we can see where we need to go. Very cool, nice and handy integration, and we have the bespoke improvements right here. What we also have are the services. And for this demo, I also have prepared a service task called Perform Inspection to demo you the new feature of inspections. Very briefly, of course, but you can get an idea. This is our work order service task. And here we have this new piece of functionality at hand, which is a sample AC inspection, showcasing you that the technician can now fill in this protocol. You could also enter a service tag that you can see in front of you. You can enter dates such as when was the last inspection done as per the service sticker. Well, maybe it was in November 2019. So we're good here. And if we like, we could also attach pictures from our camera or from our photo memory if we like. We have some further improvements like nice, oops, like, oh, 1 second. Okay, this is more, okay, like a slider for accurately documenting the level of completion and much more. So eventually, the technician will complete the booking in here. So let's put it in save. And basically go back to the work order. And then maybe put it to completed. So we can actually indicate that the work has been done. This is where now the dispatcher picks up again and can see on work order level that everything has been done. And we then automate the system to send an invitation to a survey to the customer directly. This is how it could look like, just for a simple demo. Customer satisfaction survey. Are you satisfied? Of course, we arrived on time, and we will always be recommended because we deliver such good service. We send this, and this is now captured. As an administrator, or you as the business, you can of course look at those survey results and drive more insights to further improve your services for the customer. So in very short, this is how the end-to-end loop could look like for you, your customers, and your technicians.